Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to another video. In last week's episode we did cars under 1 million, and in this week's episode we're doing cars under 500k. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want to see under 100k and I might just do that next week. Enjoy the video. Okay, Rapid GT, a huge recommendation from me, because if you guys know, I do tell everyone to use the Banshee 900R to learn to drift. But this car cost a fraction of the cost. It cost 132,000. And in my opinion, it is my favorite drift car. It drifts the best and it's so much easier to drift. You do have a few modifications, obviously not as much as a Banshee 900R, but if you don't have the money and you want to learn to drift, get the Rapid GT. The only bad thing is if you do learn to drift, I actually learned to drift in this car. If you do learn to drift in the Rapid GT, then you move up to, you know, the hardest car, which is the Banshee 900R. You do feel like that Banshee 900R is a bit twitchy, but you still learn really quickly with that car once you've used this car. If you haven't seen before, I did do my montage with this, and it is, yeah, still my favorite drift car. So a huge recommendation, 132k. You can't really lose with this one. Okay, so the Turismo are just scraping it in at 500,000. Now, this is an OG car. I know you guys know what this car is. It came out with GTA. It was one of the top 3, you know, supercars. And actually, that's why it's on this list. No one really uses this car anymore. Now that you can open, you know, the hood and stuff through the interaction menu, you can get the back off. For back then, it was really detailed. And right now, the best thing about this car for me is the way it looks when it's slammed. How nice this car actually looks. Removing the back, you see how massive the back tires are, which is so cool. You don't have that many modifications, just the exhaust. But, you know, with how this car looks, you don't need any more modifications. Now the Exemplar, you're probably thinking, why is this even on the list? 205,000. No one drives this car. I've never seen anyone drive this car. And that's the whole point of it, really. No one, I've been to so many car meets. Altogether I might have been to, I don't know, near 1,000 car meets in GTA, and I can't actually remember one time where I actually seen the Exemplar, so that's why I picked it. I've actually got one. It's like a Rapid GT, but it's totally opposite in handling. It's a 4-door Rapid GT, but the Rapid GT has a lot of torque and you like to drift, but this thing is a complete opposite. It's really hard to get the back of this car out. Really not that fast, but the one great thing about it is it sounds amazing. Just driving this car down the road, it sounds really good. Doesn't have that many modifications, but yeah, the main thing about this car is the uniqueness, and I can guarantee you most of your car guy friends don't have this in their garage. Now the Taurus, I'm not really into it as much as others are. The fastest SUV, 498,000. This just about made it into the list. And yeah, in my opinion, I don't really like the look of the back of it, and that's what you see in GTA. But I do like what they've done with the LED strips at the back rear lights. And I'm not going to lie, that's all I really like about it. Don't get me wrong, I love the Lamborghini Urus in real life. I just think GTA didn't do a good job of making... You can tell what it is. You can tell that it's Lamborghini Urus. I just don't like the look of it. But despite it being the fastest SUV by far, and I think a lot of other people really like it, it does have a lot of modifications, I can give it that. But because so many others like it, I think it's just me here that doesn't like it. But because so many other people like it, I put it on this list. And yeah, if the rest of the people in your SUV race don't have a Taurus, you're probably going to win. I know this is a pretty weird time to add it, but if you guys could follow me on Instagram, I would really appreciate it. I'm going to post a lot more content now. Cheers. Right, another OG car. Well, actually it's the most OG car on this list because it was on GTA 4 as well. But 440,000, the Infernus. The main reason I put this on this list is because of how good it is at doing like the speed glitch. You guys have to know by now if you've watched my channel any bit, but the speed glitch that you do when you pop the front 2 tires and you go super fast, this can actually do it the best besides this and the Nero, and you guys know how much the Nero costs. For me, I went for a Neon Nights kind of look. I really like the look of this car. It's really timeless. 440,000. You can't get anything that's close to looking as good as this. That came out recently for less than that. The only two modifications it has is the exhaust and the spoiler, you know, except the engine modifications. And you can actually remove the spoiler if you do the little glitch to remove it. But yeah, amazing car. Definitely recommend it. Another car that you also don't see nowadays. Okay, the Masakuro. Now you can find this on Legendary Motorsports for 275,000, and the race car variant is on Southern San Andreas, which really makes no sense to me. Why is the race car version on Southern San Andreas? It's the same thing with the Jester. I don't know what has the debate. But anyway, you can base, you got like the rear cooling system as well if you go onto chassis and put on the which is a really cool feature, and you know, you hardly see in cars, you would see. And you've got like cool little features of the car. Handles amazingly. Don't expect it to be the fastest sports car, as you can see by the price. And I feel like I'll be repeating this again and again in this video. The price that this is put at 275,000. If this was released today, you know it'll be over $1 million very easily. And it's a car that came out a while ago and has a lot of decent modifications. When you actually end up slamming it, just look how nice it looks. Now the chebric, 145,000. Now this is like the opposite of what I said with the last car. This is one of the newer cars that came with GTA, and it's 145,000, and it's got so many modifications. Now obviously when you look at it, you can see that, you know, why it's worth 145,000, but it has so many modifications that it doesn't make sense, because the club, which has a lot of modifications, cost 1.2 million. So I don't know why this is 145,000, but it's a bargain and you should definitely buy it. Look at the meme you can do with it. I basically went all out Slav with the cardboard cutout, just to have a bit of fun. And I think everyone does when they actually end up buying one. And why not? It's another fun car. It's just like the club. You can have so much fun modifying it. And it's actually faster than you think. If you actually get a stock Vaca which has no engine upgrades, and this has fully engine upgrades, it can actually beat the Vaca. So not a slow car, and it's definitely worth the title of a sleeper. Right, I wasn't sure if I should put this on the list, but the Golden Classic, because it ranges from 461,000 and 615,000, you can actually get the trade price if you do the Diamond Casino heist and use this as a getaway vehicle. But anyway, why I picked this, you all know the iconic 1970s Challenger, and this is just a great representation of one, even though the back is a bit different. It's such a cool car to own, and if you didn't know, the startup sound on this is just so cool. Just have a listen to this. And yeah, it's not really a Benny's vehicle, I'm just in Benny's here. But it's a Benny's vehicle because you can upgrade it to the Golden Classic Custom. But anyway, the amount of modifications you have on this, you wouldn't think that you could actually get a lot of modifications, but you can get so many modifications, and they actually fit the theme of the car. They're not modifications that look modern. They actually fit the era, they fit the type of car. It's not the fastest car at doing wheelies, but it does it kind of well. It's a very easy car to wheelie. This wasn't really original Challenger colour that I went for. I just went for this green kind of colour because I thought it would fit the era. But before anyone says it, yeah, it's not an original Challenger colour. You don't even need to be into your American muscle cars to love this car. Such an amazing car, and you should really buy it.